Premier Inn, Travelodge and Holiday Inn, the big three of UK hotel chains, all boasting multiple hundreds of hotels across the country.
But which one is best? Well, over the next few videos we're going to be finding out.
Stop right there, because it's not over the next few weeks, it's actually today. That's right, this is the Supercut, and in this video you're going to see the whole series put together into one. You're going to see me stay at all three hotels and come back here for a comparison at the end. If you've already watched the series, then feel free to watch again. I'd appreciate the watch time, but if you haven't, then sit back, relax and enjoy the show.
We're starting off with the Premier Inn at sunny and windy Southend-on-Sea. This one is apparently one of the best rated ones in Essex, so I'm excited to try it, although it does look a little bit tired. But anyway, let's head in and check it out.
The reception is very brand strong, and by the looks of things, they're promising a good night, so I'm going to hold them to that. The actual rest of the hotel is very easy to navigate. There's signs everywhere, so you definitely won't get lost. Got myself a little corner spot by the looks of it, and here we are, room 119. See if I can see the car from here, because it looks like we're looking out to the car park. Oh, just there she is. Alright, so here we are. First impressions of the room. Well, I can't see much of it yet. Let me get the bag off and get the shoes off as well, I think. Right, okay, instantly seeing a nice... What's this do? Ah, very nice. That's good. Right outside what would be, I'm guessing, the bathroom, you got your hairdryer and stuff, which is quite handy. Looks like quite a... Shit, I was just about to say it was a good one, but... maybe not. I think one of the clips that actually hold it in is broken. It's just kind of sitting on the top there, so that's gonna come off anyway. All right, let's turn that off and get straight through into the actual room. Got another mirror there, and whoa, it's actually bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, boy. There is a large kind of empty space there, which I thought they would have had a wardrobe or something, although I'm guessing, oh yeah, that's there. So this kind of, the behind the mirror doubles up as the wardrobe. But yeah, that does leave quite a large empty space. So much room for activities, you know?
So many activities!
You could have like a whole floor workout routine in here if you wanted to. But I mean, probably not gonna do that, am I? I mean, we don't know how dirty these carpets are. I mean, I'm guessing they do get hoovered every day, right? As part of the clean. But yeah, I mean, the amount of shoes and people that have walked on this. Let's not think about it too much. The view is quite crap, to be honest. That's a bit of a shame. Having a corner spot, I thought I would actually be able to see out there a bit more. But yeah, it turns out that we've got a big kind of cutout thing blocking the way, which is annoying. But overall, I think that this setup here, where, you know, you've got your bed, decent sized TV there, kettle station, and quite a nice long bench, which is, you know, good for working opportunities. I think it's quite nice. I actually quite like it in here. It looks like it has an AC unit as well, but where is it? Is this the... Oh. Okay, it just says off and there's... Ah, there we go. Let's whack that down. I can hear it firing up. Yeah, I don't like a cold room, but something slightly beneath room temperature, just so it feels a little bit more, I don't know, less sweaty. Well, maybe not sweaty, but you get what I mean. It's hot in here, all right? And I want to cool it down. This looks like it doubles up as a stool or something. Why have I got... Like, that's not a proper... That is a stool, isn't it? That's because if you look this side, you've actually got a proper, you know, built-in little side table thing, right? But that just looks like a stool that they've nicked from the pub downstairs. A cuck stool, maybe. Maybe there's a new category of cuck furniture. We don't know. So it is not just the room that you get when you book with Premier Inn. There are extra add-ons that you can add, which I have because I wanted the full experience that you can get, and I am going to be doing that with the others as well. So It has a restaurant downstairs, and I do have the Premier Inn meal deal, which was an extra, I think it was an extra £26 or something like that. But you get a starter, a main, and a drink, and breakfast. I think that that is a pretty good deal. I mean, I would have spent way more than that if I was to buy all of those things individually. So that's a great start. I'm not too sure on how the food quality is actually gonna be, but that's what we're here to find out. So the total price that I paid for the room, breakfast and dinner was £79, which I think is actually a very good bargain considering what you're getting. And upon first impressions, I mean, the room is pretty good, I would say. I'm yet to, of course, check the bed out and the bathroom, but first impressions, it's looking pretty decent. So for dinner, I have it booked at 6:30 p.m. I'm quite excited for that because I'm pretty hungry already, and we're at like 4 o'clock, so still a couple of hours to wait. As for breakfast, you can go down whenever you want. It starts serving pretty early at about 6:30 a.m. and lasts until 10:30 a.m. So a pretty solid window there. But for now, let's not focus on food. Let's focus on the room and go check out the bathroom, and then we'll come to the bed check. Let's head on in. Oh, hello me. All right, so looking around, I wasn't expecting a bathtub. For some reason, I was just expecting a shower. But you do have the option of a bath or the shower, which looks, you know, fairly clean, to be honest. There's not really anything that's worrying me, to be honest. Everything looks pretty clean. There aren't any dodgy marks anywhere. The shower itself looks pretty decent. So I'll be checking that out, well, when I need to shower. Oh, it does have some dodgy flooring though. I just kind of sunk in a bit there, so maybe there's, I don't know, like a sinkhole forming, I don't know. But yeah, there's a dodgy bit of floor in there, but obviously that's going to be unique to this room, I assume. The toilet, yep, it's a toilet from the feel of it. I mean it's still plastic, but it's not like really cheap. You know, like when I stayed in the Green King Hotel, they had like a really cheap, like, you know, they could have bought it for £2 off of a Temu or something. And it just felt horrible, to be honest. But that one is like a heavy duty type plastic, so that's okay. Sink is very clean as well. It's actually quite shiny. So that's all good. I am happy with the bathroom and happy, to be honest, with everything in the room. I was about to say apart from this, but I haven't checked it yet. So let's do that. Okay, right. First things first. It's very resistant to jumping. So I'll tell you what, it actually felt really soft and squishy. I can already feel that this is going to be a good bed, and that the other two are going to have to, you know, really step up their game if they want to compete with this. But who's to say that they haven't? I haven't been there yet. But this feels like a good bed. And it looks ultra clean as well. It's almost like it's brand new. I mean, it's probably not, but it feels brand new. And the pillows as well. I mean, apparently you can actually just buy Premier Inn pillows, so they've obviously got a good reputation already. But let's try them out. Oh, yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why people would want those pillows. They're quite comfortable, to be honest, and they're a good thickness. And I feel like they're good enough to just have the one, to be honest. You don't need to double up on these. It's got like the perfect balance between soft and firm. Honestly, it's an all-round good bed so far. I think I'm gonna have a pretty good night's sleep in here. One thing that I just noticed, I was pulling this out to read the food menu, and then I noticed this. So they have very easily accessible plug sockets for the TV, which is a huge plus. If you're like me and you bring like a Fire Stick or something everywhere to kind of guarantee you've got your Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that kind of stuff, then seeing this is fantastic. There's no messing around behind the TV or anything like that. It's just simple, plug it in there. Love that. Great from Premier Inn, that. But on to the food menu, and by the looks of things, I'll be able to see more details about what I'm going to be eating. Oh, There it is actually, the meal deal on the back. I'm not sure if the camera's actually picking that up, but basically it's just the supplements that you might have to pay. Like if you want a steak, that's a little bit extra. And there are some drinks that aren't available. So, you know, there's certain wines and a couple of beers on there that aren't included. But for food, it does just say that all you got to do is just pick from the menu 2 courses and it's included. Calamari, barbecue chicken wings, chicken goujons, nachos even. Also like prawn cocktails, soups. I don't know if I would have a prawn cocktail in a Premier Inn. I don't know. It's kind of like having steak in a Wetherspoons. I just wouldn't. There are a lot of other options on there, but I'm not going to read everything out. Whether it tastes good though is another thing. We'll come on to that soon because I am heading down soon. But I have actually just noticed that it looks like the lamp's broken, which is so far the only fault to this room that I've found. Hopefully it's the only one. But yeah, quite impressed. Location-wise, this one is quite a good location. You've got Southend, High Street, like Adventure Island, shops, pubs, bars, all that kind of stuff. Literally 15 minutes walk away from here, so that's pretty good. I might have a little walk outside along the seafront just to, you know, get my legs moving.
I'm going on an adventure!
I might see if there's anywhere open that I can pick up some of those fresh donuts that you get by the seaside. Hopefully I'm lucky enough that somewhere is open and selling them. But to be honest, it's not looking that busy down here, so I don't actually think they will be. But to be honest, it's probably for the best because I do have dinner soon, so I probably shouldn't be tucking into a load of donuts. I mean, and for other reasons as well, but mainly the dinner one. Well, I'm actually starting to smell them now. I'm getting closer to the more popular areas. I've just passed Sea Life. I'm tempted to go in there, but it's actually really expensive. It's like nearly 30 quid for a ticket. Oh no. Looks like it's closed as well. But if it wasn't that, then where's the donut smell coming from? The hunt continues.
A few moments later.
Oh, for God's sake. Maybe I didn't smell them and I was just imagining it because I fancied one. Oh, I think we might have to end the search.
One eternity later.
Oh, here we go. This might be doing it. Hello, you alright? Are you serving donuts by any chance? No worries, cheers. Donut secured. Oh. Alright, here we go. So he actually ended up giving me 2, even though I only paid for 1. Which for 1, it was £1.75, but he ended up giving me 2, so. But I think that's because they were just closing, like they were literally packing up as I asked if they were still just serving donuts. So I got quite lucky with this one, and it still feels so hot and nice as well. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what. They still taste just as good as I remember. I haven't had one of these probably since I was a kid. It's been that long. All right, I'm very glad that I've done this, although I feel like I shouldn't eat both. Eating both of these and then going down for dinner. All right. Mission success. Last bite, and then I'm going to head back and I'm going to save this one for later.
And before I knew it, I was back at the Premier Inn. Alright, back in the room after that lovely walk, to be honest. That was actually a great little time. And I didn't get it on film, but a chocolate Labrador stopped to say hello, which, you know, dogs just brighten anyone's day, and if it doesn't, I think you're lying. So yeah, that was lovely. The donuts were great. I ended up eating the other one on the way home, so I don't actually have it saved. I was walking home and I thought, do you know what? What's the point in getting a hot donut and then not eating it whilst it's hot? So I ate that one as well. So we've got about 45 minutes until I've got to head down for dinner. So until then, I'm just going to chill out. So I'll see you then. Oosh! All right, here we are. Dinner. I mean, we've already had a look at the menu. So what I'm thinking is, I mean, the calamari has this owl pick on it, and so does the smothered chicken. So I might just have that, you know. Surely it doesn't say owl pick for nothing. I feel like if I go with, you know, their picks, surely that's going to be the best. I mean, it's pretty empty in here, to be honest. I mean, you've got it's pretty big. Like there's tables all through there as well. There's a couple of people in here. But it's a really big place, plenty of tables. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go with their picks. And then hopefully that's the best that they can offer. Food is ordered, and now we wait. Lovely, thank you very much. Here we go, calamari, one of my favourites. A little bit of lemon. Usually it comes with some like garlic alioli, but it's orange this time, interesting. But the actual calamari itself does look quite good. Nice and crispy. Let's give it a little taste. It's actually really good. I'm not surprised that it was, you know, their pick. I'm actually really impressed with that. I thought that it was going to be those like classic calamari rings, but to come out with the actual, you know, little squids, it's really good calamari. And this sauce has like a little bit of spiciness to it. It's really good.
For me, I've done it twice.
Yeah.
That is always last resort, because they have the bathroom they give you. It's very shit.
Out of the three, I'm expecting that one to be the worst, but
Yeah, but the newer ones, they've upgraded ones. What do you call it? They've given a bit more towels and the mat, and sleeping was okay. The pillows are better here, and
Yeah.
Holiday Inn are good pillows. They have some are really hard you need, and these pillows on average are the best for me, or I like. But Travelodge, I only go if I have to, but the worst one, there's another chain in there.
But here it is, and to be honest, it's basically a Hunter's chicken, which is good news for me because I like Hunter's chicken. The chicken, however, was on the thin side, so although it tasted actually quite good, the actual size of it looked bigger than what it actually was. The chips were pretty decent as well, not the nicest I've had, but definitely not the worst. They had a good bit of crisp on them and they tasted great. It also came with some garlic bread, which I wasn't expecting, so that was a nice added touch. So that's dinner, and here we are back in the room. Of course, it cost me nothing because all of that was included in the price, including the drink. All right, that is it for the Premier Inn tonight. For me, it's time to relax and basically just head to bed whenever I'm ready. So I'll see you guys in the morning if nothing else happens. Hello, people. Just watching YouTube, but look at this. Look how nice this is. What a lovely little backlight for the evening time. You know, so you don't have to have these, well, any other light on, to be honest. If you're just laying in bed watching TV, you just have that on. Just thought I'd let you know that. I thought it was really nice, and you don't get that in every hotel. So, well done, Premier Inn. All right, I'm going to bed now, so I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Right, so... Okay, got my tea. The bed situation. I slept very well, actually. Almost too well, because now it's time's getting on and I've got to get down for breakfast. But yeah, the bed was really comfortable. The pillows were good. I literally have zero complaints, to be honest, about the bed. Got a little bit hot at times, like I thought it would with that, so I had to turn the aircon back on. But other than that, I can't really complain about the bed. It's just a great bed. I mean, you know that it's going to be a good bed when they're literally advertising the mattress and you can get one at home. So, sleep quality, good. Shower this morning, it was okay, you know, not perfect. I felt like once the curtain was drawn, it did feel a little bit closed in. So, all good news for the Premier Inn so far. But how good is breakfast? Let's go find out. The cooked food was a little bit sparse by the time I got down there, but I did manage to pick myself up something, and it's all of the usual stuff. On the continental side of things, they did have a good selection of pastries and toasts, and also a selection of cereals, and along with that, the usual coffee machines as well. I've opted for, I'm eating light this morning, so I've just got a couple of hash browns, some egg, and one bit of bacon. Nothing too exciting, to be honest. I must have got down here pretty, I don't know, maybe a bit late, because it feels like there isn't that much left. They do also have these little
Yeo Valley, I think that's how you say it, yogurt pots, which is quite nice. I love a yogurt for breakfast, as well as, of course, an apple juice. Although I'm not eating much, what I am eating is pretty tasty, and I might grab some pastries as well after this. One thing they did do is in the hot food section, they've left all of the tongs under the heat lamps. So as you're picking up your food, you're like,
Oh, bloody hell, like,
you know, it's burning your hand. Maybe that's a tactic to make you choose less food, I don't know. Because as you're doing it, you do want to put the tongs down pretty much immediately. They're playing some good songs though. What's love got to do with it? Right, that's enough of that. Let's go get some pastries. Oh, just got the classic duo. And from the feel of them, I mean, if you listen, actually feels like they've been baked here, so they're still quite crispy. It tastes good, it tastes fresh. Right, I'm gonna finish up here and I'll catch you back in the room.
Look, I've just noticed this. They've got a bottle opener here. It says cheers. Oh, for God's sake. They obviously don't clean it. Now my hand's sticky. Oh. Give me a minute, I've got to wash my hands. All right, so that's breakfast done, and that brings us to the end of the stay. I mean, the breakfast was pretty decent. I was a little bit let down by some of the cooked food, but to be honest, the price difference between the continental and the cooked is like £2. So, and it includes the continental. So you might as well just go for it. But my overall experience in the Premier Inn, I've actually really enjoyed it. I haven't really found that much to complain about, to be honest, especially about the room itself. I mean, it's a little bit dated in places, like you can see, you know, chip marks in the wood. You know, that lamp over there is broken. You know, little things. So it's definitely going to take some beating, but can the Travelodge or the Holiday Inn compete? Well, how about right now we head over to Southend Airport and check in to the Holiday Inn. The best Essex has to offer is this pretty impressive hotel at Southend Airport. With runway views and a retail park next door, the location certainly has its perks, but how does the hotel itself stack up? Let's head on in and find out. All right, here we are. Got the key, 223. So let's slide this in here. I heard some electrical noises just then. All right, so straight away as you enter, you are greeted with, I assume is the bathroom door, and a little cutout here where you've got some, is there a light that I can put on here, or is this, I mean, it looks like, well, there's a light there. Ah, there we go. Cool, so you've got your drink station here, which is now nicely lit up, and some towels up there with the safe down here, and I think that's just some storage space. Let's have a little look, see how well they keep the, oh dear. Looks like the filter has actually fallen through there, so it hasn't actually got a filter right now. Luckily, the actual kettle itself does look pretty clean. So, no filter isn't a problem if the kettle is clean. But enough of that, let's get to the main event down here. There is a wardrobe on your right, I'll have a look in there in a minute. But this is the room that we are working with. And I tell you what, this is actually really nice.
I tell you what though, folks, that's bloody nice.
It's quite modern and sleek by the looks of it. And let's check out this view. Look at that. I can literally see the airport from where I am. So, I mean, there's no planes there at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, I can see one off in the distance over there. But hopefully I'll get some pretty cool views of some planes taking off. There is actually a bar upstairs that would have better views of the runway because obviously it's slightly higher. So we will be going up there and checking that out as well. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive room. I mean, the size of it is just, I wasn't expecting, like, I mean, if I stand back here, you can get a real appreciation of how big this room is. Very spacious. Got a nice, good working area here with an actual, you know, more desk-orientated chair, which is much preferred, to be honest. So I understand that they do have to keep with the colour scheme of the kind of hotel and the brand. But yeah, I mean, hotel carpets, they're just never nice, are they? Why can't we just have nice carpet in a hotel? I suppose you do get that, but only with expensive places. Speaking of expensive, how much did I pay?
Well, so far, this room, plus parking, which you do have to pay for, was £89 for tonight. And I say so far because that doesn't include dinner, like the Premier Inn stay last week did. So, and it was cheaper. So this is going to be more expensive of the two that I've tried so far. But, you know, it's a lovely room in a prime location, especially if you're flying from Southend, which, by the way, underrated airport. I love flying from Southend and I do pretty much whenever I can. So yeah, £89. And like I say, I will be eating here as well to check out how the food is. And I'm not sure how much that is going to cost. So stay tuned to find out what the final price actually is. Got a nice image here of a plane, keeping with the theme of airport. I'll come on to the full bed check in a minute. I mean, first appearances, it does look lovely, doesn't it? It's very pristine and white. The pillows look like they're a good thickness, and overall it just looks comfy. What do we have here though? Let's see if there's anything in the drawers. No. We've got what seems to be quite a comfortable cuck chair. Sorry, I've just spotted where the hairdryer is. It's under there, which I suppose, yeah, it's tucked out the way, but I hope that the lead is long enough. Let's just test it out. Oh, yeah, it unravels. There we go. Although, the mirror isn't head height, so you've got to like crouch or sit down when you're sorting your hair out. TV, I mean, it's a fairly old one, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Accessibility-wise to plugs and stuff, doesn't look ideal. Oh, there's a plug over there. Let's just hope the fire stick reaches. Cupboard. Oh, look at that. They give you an iron and an ironing board in the room already, so you don't have to ask for it. That's a good sign. I like that. As nice as they seemed on reception, I do prefer to already have everything that I could possibly need in the room. Okay. The bathroom. Let's head on in. Oh, okay. So once again, pretty damn modern, isn't it? I'm pretty impressed. The shower, I mean, whilst the bathtub does look actually quite small, I mean, personally, I prefer showers anyway, but as baths go, it's not very big. It's deep, don't get me wrong, but it's not that long. The shower does look pretty clean, and yeah, so it looks like they keep it to quite a good standard in here. These are plastic though. I'm literally trying to think of something that I could critique about this room, but honestly, it's pretty solid, isn't it? So far, I'm really impressed with this. And if the food is good as well, this is going to be really hard to beat. I mean, price-wise, it is probably going to be the most expensive. But yeah, like even when I'm looking at the plugs and the light switches, it's all this nice metal, which gives it a much more premium feel. And I tell you what, they're very strong, sturdy clicks. They're quite satisfying to press. I mean, not that that's, you know, important in a hotel, but I don't know, I just thought I'd mention it. So, very happy with the room as a whole. One last thing to do. Oh, that does feel nice. Although I must say, the immediate hit of the bed, you know when you initially lay down in the bed and you just know, whether you're gonna like it. It didn't hit quite the same as the Premier Inn bed, I must say. And the same goes for the pillows. These ones are quite a little bit softer, which I know pillows is personal preference, but my personal preference is definitely slightly on the firm side. And these are not. So whilst they look pretty thick, they do sink in. I just saw a plane take off. But yeah, see, this is a pretty cool room. There are obviously rooms on the other side, so I don't know whether you have to pay more for this room. She did mention that I got upgraded to an airport view. Although when I was looking on the website, I didn't actually see anything specifically saying, oh, upgrade to an airport room or anything like that. But anyway, back to the pillow situation. They look chunky, they do sink, you might need two. Right, cleanliness. Now if this view is anything to go by, I'm not worried at all. Let's find out. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's literally just pristine white. Not a mark on it, not a hair on it. Nothing.
which is exactly what you want to see when you rip that duvet away. So the bed passes the test as well. So facilities, now, so considering how big this hotel is, I mean, you saw the view from the outside, it's pretty massive. It doesn't actually have that many facilities as such. So it does have its bar and its restaurant, which, great, fantastic. I look forward to trying them out. I have been to the bar before, lovely view, lovely bar. But it doesn't have like a swimming pool or anything like that, which would have been quite nice. I mean, I don't know whether I'm just being a little bit greedy, maybe I am. It has a fitness room / mini gym. I'm not sure where that is, but the fact that they themselves state it as mini, that doesn't really give me much confidence that it's, you know, good facilities. But I suppose if you are a fitness fanatic, it's nice to have the option to even have a workout room. Although, to be honest, there's plenty of room for activities in here. So that's it for the room. So let's go to the bar and check out the view from up there. So unfortunately, I haven't managed to get a spot facing out towards the runway, but I did manage to catch a glimpse of the restaurant as well, which is up here. So hopefully later on when I come up for dinner, I'll be able to get a seat at the window. It is actually a really nice bar area. I can't remember the price of beer because this time I've gone for a Pepsi Max, but it was quite expensive. I think this was £4.50, so which for a Pepsi Max you usually pay like £2-3, right? So I'm assuming the beers are between the £6 and £7 range. But for now I've got nice views of the Rochford / Southend area and the roundabout down there. Oh damn it, I can see a plane in the distance over there, moving as well. Maybe I'll go back in there in a minute, see if I can catch it. Look what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. How cool is that? In a Holiday Inn, room service. So it turns out that the actual restaurant area was closed today. So my options were to either eat at the bar or get room service. And I just thought, you know what? It's very rare that I get room service. So I thought, why not? And I wasn't expecting it to come on like an actual proper good solid tray with like the proper plates and everything. I don't know what I was expecting, but not this is basically what I'm saying. So they had a deal, 2 courses for £26. Given that this is definitely a slightly pricier place, which I think is the case mainly because of the airport, I don't think that's too bad, £26 for 2 courses. So let's have a look at what I've got. So I've got my cutlery there. This is my starter. I've gone for a prawn cocktail. Most of the menu was included. There was only a few things that wasn't included in the special deal that they have going on. But most of it is. I just really fancied a prawn cocktail. Something a bit fresh, you know, fresh and light. And what is nice, they've actually included salt and pepper as well in proper shakers, not like little packets, which is good. So I'm gonna eat that and then I'm gonna reveal the main course. They've even given me separate knives and forks for the starter and the main, basically how you would have it in a restaurant. So that's very classy. I hate when they do this. So the butter that this comes with for the toast, rock solid. It's cold and it's rock solid. So I'm gonna put that maybe on top of that. Let's do that with all 3. So if I put them on top of the main course, hopefully, by the time I need them. Look at that, I think that's pretty, I mean, it's a prawn cocktail, you know, nothing too special, but I'm a huge fan. I'm quite a simple man, I've realised, not gonna lie. So this is the menu. You can pause if you like to read it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up that well, but yeah, so that's the menu. Not a huge variety of stuff. Let's flip the butter like I'm cooking it. Okay, let's try this prawn cocktail. I mean, you can't really go wrong. Like, what can you mess up here? You don't even have to cook anything. Like, these prawns probably just came out of a packet. Yep, that's a prawn cocktail. Don't get me wrong, I know a prawn cocktail is a basic order, but I've definitely had better. All right, and she's empty. Now on to the main event. Oh. Now, I haven't seen this yet either. Let's have a little look. Voila! We have gone for a nice chicken tikka masala. I'll tell you what, it does actually look really nice. I've got some poppadoms and mango chutney there. A tiny little naan bread, although it is kind of like a rock now. So I'll probably pass on the naan. I mean, I'll try it for the video, but I'll probably pass. I haven't had a chicken tikka masala for a very long time. Got some mango chutney as well. Let's dig in. Let's give this a quick dip in there. Just to taste it. Right, good flavour on the curry, but this has to go. It's just a plain naan bread, and it's gone a little bit, not stale, what's the right word? I don't know, when you leave bread out and it gets a little bit, it loses its bready texture. Anyway, so yeah, the masala, really tasty, like that sauce. It's actually really nice. Like really, really nice.
That is bloody lovely.
I've actually had worse from proper Indian takeaways. The rice, however, I don't know, it's not filling me with confidence. It's kind of pulling out in like clumps, which isn't really appealing to me. But to be fair, it's doing the job. I mean, it's plain rice at the end of the day. So I'm really happy with that. Let's see if these. Let's try the poppadom in mango chutney. Once again, poppadoms, they've slightly lost their crisp a little bit. They're not as fresh as what I would have liked, but that bit's good. But overall as a meal, this is really tasty. I think I've definitely made the right decision. Right, first bit of chicken from the masala. Let's see how this is. I'll tell you what, that is super succulent. I cannot fault this meal, apart from the naan bread. I can't fault the main at all. So this is spot on, really. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up and I'll get back to you in a minute. All right, dinner done. Time to dispose of this tray. I'm glad that it gives you that option, by the way, because I wouldn't want to leave, especially this meal, chicken tikka masala smell. You don't want that in your room for too long. So yeah, I'm gonna dispose of this. Woo. All right, I feel full now, Jesus. That was a great dinner. I mean, yeah, £26. It's not the cheapest meal that I've had, let's be real. But the quality of food was brilliant. I mean, the starter was a little bit, could have been better, but that main course, delicious. So hopefully breakfast in the morning can stick to the high standards that I've just eaten. So yeah, that's it now. It's 7 o'clock. I'm just sitting here with my runway views. I mean, I don't know if you can see that because it's reflections. So yeah, that's my view at night time. It's pretty nice seeing all of the airport lights lit up, but there's just not a lot of flights out of Southend. But yeah, so far, Holiday Inn. Big thumbs up. I'm actually really impressed with my stay so far. Hopefully I sleep well. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out now, watch a film, go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning for breakfast. Good morning. Oh, let's take a seat. Okay, so tea, airport view, showered, done, ready. But how did I sleep? It was a slight mix. So the bed, whilst it is comfortable, and by the way, it came with 2 different sets of pillows. I was kind of in and out of sleep though. I don't know whether that was just me or the bed situation, I don't know. So whilst the bed was good, the Premier Inn bed, that was something a little bit special. But overall, I am well rested. Now, onto the shower. Shower was good, water pressure was good, although it did have a slight drainage problem though, however. So whilst I was taking a shower, my feet and my ankles, to be fair, my lower shins even, were taking a bath.
I am under the water. Please help me.
But that's not the end of the world, it's just a slight drainage issue. So I'm gonna drink my tea and head down for breakfast. Hopefully, that is as good as what dinner was last night. Let's find out. The breakfast buffet was concocted of the usual suspects, multiple drink juices, a decent selection of fruit and yogurts, and then onto your pastries and toast, and then the main event, the cooked breakfast.
This plate may look underwhelming, but just wait for it. The small amount of cooked food that I did have was cooked just how I like it, the perfect amount of crunch on the hash brown, and I'm not a big fan of sausage, but that was pretty decent as well. Now this is why I didn't have a big breakfast. Fresh, made to order omelettes are available here, and it did not disappoint. It was delicious. I also went with this mixed berry drink, which was lovely, and after all of that, I was too stuffed for anything else.
All right, and that brings us to the end of this test, the test of the Holiday Inn, which, to be honest, has been quite a good success. It's going to be a tough one to beat, I'll tell you that. Dinner was good, the breakfast was good, the room is great as well, the sleep was adequate. It's great. The total price of everything that I spent on this stay came to £115, so slightly more on the pricier side of things, but not too bad.
Alright, now we have had the Premier Inn and the Holiday Inn. It's time to head over to the Travelodge in Braintree to see how it stacks up against these hotel giants.
Alright, here we are, let's head on in. Okay, let's get that closed. Looks very bright and nice in here, doesn't it? Is it me, or does that door look quite slim and narrow? Anyway, first observation. So let's head on into the room. By the looks of things, is it me, or is this bigger than usual Travelodge rooms? I don't remember having this kind of space in other Travelodges that I've stayed in. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't stayed in one for a long time, so it might just be my imagination. But yes, here we are, the Travelodge. If it looks like my head is misshaped at any point, it's because I've got some huge mosquito bites on my head that have left quite large lumps. I've got literally one on either side, so woke up this morning and I was like, shit, it's like on filming day as well. So yeah, don't be alarmed, I'm not mutating, I've just got mosquito bites. All right, look at my view out here. I'm on the top floor, so there's only 3 floors to this hotel, but I'm on the very top one, the highest you can be, and look how nice Braintree looks. So yes, this is the Braintree one. Of course, I've gone for the top-rated one that I possibly can in Essex, much like I did with the other 2, to give them all the fairest chance of coming out on top. And in all honesty, this room is looking quite nice. It does have an aircon unit up there, which I'm going to switch on because, not going to lie,
I'm actually a bit hot in this.
I might take it off in a minute. I'm actually also going to go back over there and take my shoes off, like I should do. Because I'm not going to lie, the floor, actually, it looks and feels pretty clean in here, doesn't it? Like, there's not even any dark marks, like handprints or anything anywhere on the walls that I'm seeing. I mean, okay, I spoke too soon. There's a couple of little scuffs, but nothing major. And on the bed area, I mean, I'll test the actual bed out in a minute, but look at the convenience of that. You've got the plugs either side and a nice little, I mean, it's quite small, but a nice little table set up there. And by the looks of it, there's some potential ambient light in there. Shall we try? Not that one. Oh, it's a bit of a weird light to have. This one then. No. Oh. All right, there's not ambient lighting down there. I thought that there was. But no. Look at this as well. It's like an open plan wardrobe. I mean, for ease of access, yeah, it's great. But for looks, do I want to see all of my clothes hanging over there? Probably not. We also have over this way a mirror with another plug, another 2 plugs over there. Very good with the plugs. And a whole desk area with 2 chairs. Seemingly for slightly different uses. And of course a drinks station, although not really much of a station, just kind of stuff on the desk. And once again, no biscuits. I think I was spoiled by the Wetherspoons hotel that I stayed in a while ago. They did biscuits and everything, which you wouldn't expect from a Wetherspoons, but now I seem to be going into every hotel going, oh, why don't they have biscuits like it's a standard in hotels? But maybe it's not. Maybe that was just a good extra. So that's that. Oh, they've got is that a? Yeah, it is. That's a bottle opener there. That's quite handy, I suppose, if you wanted to have a little drink in your room. Let's head in to the bathroom though, the little narrow doorway. Let me turn the light on first, actually. Oh, that Feels like extremely light. Okay. This is quite nice actually. I mean, look how clean that is as well. And that. Absolutely spotless. I mean, I can definitely see why this is a high rated Travelodge. I mean, some of the ones that I've stayed in before, they are not up to scratch like this. But yeah, completely spotless that. And size wise, that's pretty good as well. I mean, not massive, of course, but that's all right. Although actually, hang on. Yeah, I mean, with the curtain closed, it feels a little bit closer. And all of the walls feel like very plasticky and cheap. But speaking of cheap, the Travelodge is the cheapest of the three by quite some margin. So I've paid £73 for this stay tonight, but it doesn't just include this room, which is actually pretty impressive, especially size-wise. But it's not just the room. I do also have dinner and breakfast included in that price. So value for money, you can't really get much better. But we are early doors yet. I mean, I might have a terrible experience, we don't know. So far, it's looking like it's gonna be a decent one, but food is a big factor. And that is something that both the Premier Inn and the Holiday Inn done pretty well. Can this compete with them? I don't know, stay tuned to find out. Like this video right now and subscribe as well so you don't miss the next upload where I'm gonna be taking all three of them and comparing them and choosing an actual winner. But for now, let's check out the bed, I think. What is this? Please top me up. Oh, right, okay, so that's for towels, tea, coffee, bins and crap. Right. Oh, one thing I have just noticed, look, oh, I don't even want to know what this is, but this is absolutely disgusting. Look at this. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up the shine on it. Can you see that? Oh, and the way it like drips down. I really hope that's not what I think it is. Oh. I think I'm going to be sleeping on this side of the bed. Anyway, let's not think about that. Oh no, that's going to be on my mind like the entire time now as well. Disgusting. Right, let's strip this back. Yeah, it all looks very clean. I'll tell you what, it feels actually really comfortable. Let's lay down. Oh. Yeah, these aren't gonna, they're a little bit almost too firm for me and too thin, which kind of just makes it feel like you're laying on, well, not a rock because that's just too firm and too hard, but you know what I mean. It's not exactly a comfortable pillow, although it does have some other ones up there on top of the open plan wardrobe. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's better. Look, see, they've got a bit more bounce to them and they're a bit softer. I think maybe a mix of the two would be the perfect pillow, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to make do with those ones, I suppose. But overall, it's quite a nice bed. Ah, shit. I've just realised I don't have any toothpaste. Well, in that case then it looks like I'm gonna be going out to explore Braintree and see what it has to offer. Just before we go, I have noticed some strange things in the bathroom. Like, look at this. Why is there like loads of scratch marks on the handle and loads of like what looks like stone chips? It's like someone's just been going like that with like a key or something, I don't know, and purposely scratching this up. Because there's no way that would just look like that. And also, look, from the finishings, look at that. Look, the flusher isn't even on straight. But that's the thing, when you're paying such a cheap price, you can't really be too fussy with the finishings and stuff of the hotel. I mean, I'm actually pretty impressed with this room. It's clean, it's simple, it's very on brand. So yeah, room's good. Hopefully I sleep well. Right, anyway, let's stop chatting and let's go and find some toothpaste. All right, we are back. Toothpaste secured. One thing that I also looked at while we were out is this, which is what the key card came in. And look at this, look at this. So under Wi-Fi, it says that it's free for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes? What can I do with that? So luckily I've got my phone with me, so I'm just gonna probably hotspot everything that I need. But yeah, that's not really good, I don't think. I don't think that just 30 minutes of Wi-Fi is good at all, especially in 2025, come on. All right, so I've just made myself a cup of tea whilst I wait for dinner. But let's talk a little bit about the location. So as you saw, it has quite a few old style buildings, and it does seem like a pretty old town. Not like Bath level old, but you can definitely tell that it's an old town. And its levelings is very weird. It's like there's lots of hills involved, and there's lots of little alleyways and stuff that you can take. And it seems like a place where there's probably a lot of little shortcuts that you could take if you know your way around. But in terms of hotel location, it is a very good one. It's right in the center of the town. So all of those shops and pubs and stuff is literally 2 minutes walk, barely. You're practically round the corner. So the Premier Inn had the beach, the Holiday Inn had the airport, and this has a town. All good locations. So I'm gonna drink this and head down for dinner, which I do already have included. It's like the meal deal thing. So you either get a main and a side, or a main and a dessert. So not a starter and main. I don't even think they do starters here. And I've never eaten in a Travelodge before, ever. So this is my very first time today. So yeah, let's go check it out. Look at that, you see the bump now there? God. Same on there's one on the other side as well. I don't know if the light is going to catch it. That is ridiculous. It literally looks like a horn is about to burst through, like the devil or some shit. The restaurant slash bar area has a very basic feel, almost canteen-like. There was a good mix of stuff on the menu though, ranging from pizzas, small bites, and a decent choice of mains. I opted for this, sizzling chicken they called it, which turned out to be mainly salad with a side of chicken. The chicken I did have, however, was pretty good in the centre. The sauces were lovely, but it was a bit tough on the edges and slightly overcooked for my liking. The corn, I put the chicken sauce on, and honestly, it was actually my favourite part of the meal. The chips weren't too bad either. And for dessert, I was sold on the Reese's peanut butter ice cream, paired with the chocolate as well, which went down an absolute treat. Although a £1.50 supplement for that, and it gave me brain freeze. So my Pepsi Max from a can worth 50p cost me £3.50, but I got a glass with ice at least, I suppose. Alright, so that is dinner done. Not overly impressed, to be honest. Now that is my first Travelodge dinner, and if I'm being honest, it's definitely not what I'd be coming back for. The one thing that I have noticed as well, which is a little bit of a shame, even though this is one of the nicer ones, the Travelodge name does still attract a certain clientele. I have seen quite a lot of, you know, full tracksuits, stinking of weed type of people. There's been a few occasions now where I've gone into the lift or walking around the corridors and you could just smell weed, and it's just like, it doesn't give you exactly a good hotel experience. So, you know, that is noted. Hopefully breakfast can be a big improvement, but it's looking pretty doubtful. But for now, I'm just gonna relax and then head to bed. The only annoying thing is, so they've got plug sockets everywhere else apart from somewhere near the TV. Like there's no plug sockets near the TV, which obviously for your own entertainment purposes, like Fire Sticks or anything like that, you pretty much can't do it. I've also checked behind the TV, no plug there either. So I might just have to watch some YouTube videos on my laptop or something, or just see what's on normal TV, but these days, it's not a lot, is it? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully I can sleep well, and I'll check in with you in the morning. Right, how did I sleep? Well, I felt like I slept pretty good. Like right now I feel quite energized. I feel like I'm ready for the day. I mean, not perfect. The pillows, they weren't actually that good. I think that quite a big reason as to why I couldn't sleep was this mosquito bite on my pinky finger was itching so much. The ones on my head though, they've gone down a little bit. Wow, my forehead looks massive in this angle. The size of them has gone down, so that's good, I'm happy with that. But yeah, this pinky one is a real pain in the arse. The shower this morning, that was also all right. A little bit cramped in there, but I've definitely had smaller. The one thing that is annoying though is that they don't have a hairdryer. Both the Holiday Inn and the Premier Inn had decent hairdryers to hand, but none in here. So after last night's dinner, I am a little bit not sure on how breakfast is gonna go, but let's head down there now and see how it is. Breakfast was in the same place as dinner. They had the usual range of cereals and drinks, and with, to be honest, a pretty impressive coffee machine, a small selection of fruit and a toasting station, and of course, the cooked food itself, looking not so appetizing if I'm being honest. I opted for the usual cooked breakfast, which is what I got at the other two hotels, so kind of had to. A yogurt and an apple juice to rinse it down. Sausage, I don't usually like that much, and this was no exception. The hash brown, usually one of my favourites, but this time it was cold. The bacon was a bit too much on the crispy side for me, but I know some people like that. Was very salty though. The egg, on the other hand, after all that, was a nice surprise. It was actually, pretty good. The apple juice never disappoints, it's hard to get that wrong, and same goes for the yogurt. You know what you're getting in a Yeo Valley. And that's breakfast done. Pretty disappointing if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, I think the other two places definitely have it beat on food, 100%. The room itself was good, and obviously it is cheap as chips, but will that be enough to outdo the other two? Well, we're about to find out, as they're going head to head in 7 different categories to finally crown the winner. So let's get straight in to category number 1. All 3 of these hotels were the highest rated in Essex, and all of them provided very ample rooms with plenty of space and amenities, with the Premier Inn even having enough space to jump around. As you can see, the layouts are very, very similar, almost like they were copying each other. It was actually kind of weird how similar they all were. I wasn't expecting that. However, there were some key quality differences, especially when it came to the beds. This is where the Premier Inn really shined through. The bed, for my personal preferences, was almost perfection, to be honest. The pillows were the correct firmness, not too soft, not too hard. And the mattress itself, well, they don't advertise and sell them for nothing. They are very, very good. I'm not looking to sell mine just yet because, let's be honest, nothing quite feels like home, but it was pretty close. And closely following that was the Holiday Inn. The Holiday Inn had a really good quality bed. Not quite as perfect as the Premier Inn, but very, very close. The same, however, couldn't be said for the Travelodge. There was a noticeable difference in the quality of bed. Whilst the mattress was pretty comfortable, the bed frame didn't feel as sturdy as the others. And the pillows, they definitely weren't up to scratch either. And the other aspects of the room aren't too dissimilar from the beds. The Travelodge was lacking slightly in that department as well. Whilst it was one of the nicer Travelodges that I've stayed in, it still wasn't quite as good as the other two. Those two, however, were so close, I genuinely cannot pick a winner. One thing I did really like about the Holiday Inn is that everything felt very premium. Like even all of the switches, they were actually metal switches and they felt really good and solid to click. With the TVs and drinking stations on par as well. It might be the switches that actually push Holiday Inn slightly above the Premier Inn right now. But sleep quality is just too important when it comes to hotel stays. So the Premier Inn takes the win for category number 1. I did also prefer the way that the Holiday Inn looked. It had a bit more of a modern feel to it and I did feel more comfortable in there. It had better seating as well, plus the light switches. You can't forget the light switches. They're important to me. So do you know what? The Holiday Inn gets it, not the Premier Inn. As good as the bed was, the Holiday Inn takes the win for round 1. So on to bathroom quality, and the same story continues. Whilst the Travelodge was very, very clean, it was actually impressive how clean it was. You can tell that it was made of cheaper materials and put together very, very quickly, as you can see from the toilet flush.
just purely on how cheap everything felt in there, whilst it was clean and the shower was good, it can't beat the other two, because the other two, the design of the bathrooms, the materials that were used, they felt a lot more premium. Both of them giving you the option for a bath as well as a shower. The Premier Inn, however, had less faults than the Holiday Inn, because the Holiday Inn had a drainage problem. My shins were practically under the water.
I am under the water. Please help me.
I felt like if I sat down, I was 90% there for a bath. So, because of that, the Premier Inn wins the second round. So far, it definitely looks like a two-horse race, but there is plenty more to come. If you're enjoying this video so far, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my content. Really, that's really the only reason to subscribe, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss it. You know, who would want to miss this? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. You know, why wouldn't you? All right, next category. Cleanliness and maintenance. Now, all of the hotels had a little something that I didn't really like about it. The Travelodge could have been so close to winning this round if it wasn't for that very suspicious stain on the wall next to the bed. Now, I still don't know what that is to this day, but I think we can all make some kind of assumptions, being that its location was right next to the bed. Even though the rest of the room was spotless, you can't give a win to a hotel for cleanliness if there's those kind of stains on the wall. I mean, it's not 100% guarantee, but you know. Now, the other two, whilst there was a faulty lamp here or there wasn't really any issues as such. But one thing that I didn't like was in the Premier Inn, the view that I had was of the dirty roof. And it was very dirty. In fact, the view was crap. So for that reason and that reason only, Holiday Inn, you've got your second win. Round 3, let's get to round 4. All right, location and convenience. Now, this could be controversial, but I find great value in a hotel that has other purposes. The Holiday Inn being that close to one of my favourite airports, it's going to be tough to beat, but let's talk about the other two first. The Premier Inn. Now, I had a great time at this Premier Inn, largely due to its location. I had a lovely stroll across the beach. I even ventured to get some of the hot donuts from Southend Seafront. So, a very nice location indeed. However, you could argue that it's quite weather dependent, but I was quite lucky with that. It was rather nice when I went. The Travelodge, right in the heart of Braintree, about 2 minutes walk away from, well, pretty much everything. You've got shops, bars, restaurants, pubs, all on your doorstep really. So in terms of location to other things, it's very good. And then of course, as you all know, the Holiday Inn has the airport and the airport retail park as well. It's really hard to pick a winner in this category because the locations and convenience of all three of them have different value. You've got the heart of a town, the beach of a seaside, or right next to a fantastic airport. I'll tell you what, this could go either way depending on your situation, but for this video, I am choosing the Premier Inn as the winner because I'm rating these as hotels and how my stay was, and I really enjoyed that location. If I was going on holiday the next day, hands down, the Holiday Inn wins, but I wasn't, so it's the Premier Inn. So that means that it is 2 apiece for the Holiday Inn and the Premier Inn. It's going to be really tough for Travelodge to come back, but can it do it, or is it even going to win one? Who knows? But for the 5th category, we've got facilities. Now the facilities for these hotels are all very similar. They all have their own restaurants and their own bars. Well, restaurants / bars, because they're all kind of mixed into one. And the only one to offer anything else was the Holiday Inn with a small fitness room. So I didn't even think it was going to be a big thing. I didn't even visit it. But who knew that it was going to be the decider of a category? And that's what wins it for the Holiday Inn. However, if you think that's a bit of a robbery, The restaurant and bar area of the Holiday Inn was far superior. It's a lot nicer up there with good seating and runway views. And to be honest, if you're in the area, I'd recommend going there just for a drink. The Premier Inn, however, had more of a pub feel to it rather than a bar and was fully merged in with the restaurant. Which, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind, but looks wise, presentation and everything, the Holiday Inn just was better. And the Travelodge, not even really worth bringing into the conversation. The bar area and the restaurant, it wasn't very nice. It kind of gave school canteen vibes, and the bar was about, well, probably about this big, as big as the frame right now. It was literally like that. Yet still charged like full-on bar prices. So once again, facilities, another win for Holiday Inn. And speaking of bars and restaurants, let's talk about food. If we're being honest, with budget hotels, the food is never going to be top quality. However, I didn't expect quite as low quality as the Travelodge. Whilst the dinner wasn't awful, I did struggle with some of the chicken, and the rest of the plate was mainly just full of salad with a small bit of chicken on the side. And well, breakfast. Do we even bother talking about it? The egg was the only thing that was good. I mean, here's what it looked like. Yeah, not very appetizing at all. So now let's talk about the Premier Inn. My favourite part about the Premier Inn was its breakfast. The breakfast quality was really, really good. The pastries felt like they were fresh from the oven with an actual proper crisp. Take a listen. And the cooked food was definitely up to a good standard. The dinner, on the other hand, whilst the calamari was better than expected, the mains didn't really leave me with much joy. It was just kind of, ballpark average. So that brings us on to the Holiday Inn. And it's gonna be the winner again because I had a delicious curry, which I wasn't expecting it to be that good. The prawn cocktail that I had for starter was extremely basic, and you can kind of tell the prawns were shop bought, but honestly, I'm thinking about returning just for that curry. It was very nice. And for breakfast, it was the only one out of the three where you could actually order from a menu. So whilst I tried the other food, I also ordered myself an omelette, which was up to a very good standard. So whilst the quality of the Premier Inn breakfast was extremely close to the Holiday Inn's, if anything, it might actually be slightly better. The lackluster dinner slightly puts it down, and that is why the Holiday Inn is the winner of this category. Here we are, the seventh and final category, value for money. How much did each one cost? And was it good value? Well, let's start from the cheapest. Now, the Travelodge cost me £83. Now, that does include all of the food, parking, everything. And I would say that that is fantastic value for money if the Premier Inn didn't cost just £2 more at £85. Now, the level of quality increase from the Travelodge to the Premier Inn, as you've seen from the other categories, is quite large. So for an extra £2, I know which one I would rather stay in. And the Holiday Inn sits right at the top there at £115. Whilst it has won a lot of the categories so far, the Premier Inn really isn't that far behind it at all. So I would actually give the best value for money to the Premier Inn. And that brings it to a close. This mini-series has finally got a winner. And with 7 categories, winning 4 of them is the Holiday Inn. Followed closely behind with 3 categories is the Premier Inn. And at no categories at all won, it's the Travelodge. Now, don't think that the Travelodge is a terrible place to stay, because it really isn't. But against these other hotel giants, it just doesn't match up. So, well done to the Holiday Inn, and that brings this video and this mini-series to a close. I know, don't cry, stop, just stop, alright, stop crying. I'm trying to think of what other hotel chains, or just hotels in general, I can pit against each other. If you have any ideas, I'm very open to them, put them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.